Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trish and today I am doing my face palette declutter. Now, if you guys know, I am moving, so I am being pretty ruthless and cutthroat with trying to get rid of my collection because I do not want to move it across country. So if that is something that interests you, just go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so to start with, I have this Too Faced cheek palette. This is called Christmas in Rome. This is from last year's holiday collection, and this is what that looks like. I do like this blush because it's got the peach one. This one I never use, but this one's more of a darker peach, and then that's a very neutral blush. I do like this one. It is newer to my collection, and yeah, I am going to keep that one. This one here is the Jouer Champagne and Macarons Sweet Cheeks palette, and this is what it looks like. Now, if you guys saw my travel makeup palette, you know I've been traveling with this one for the past 3 months. I like it because it has a highlighter I can use, 2 different blushes, one more peachy, one more pink, one shimmery, one matte, and then a really good bronzer, and that just works really good for my skin tone. So this one is going to be a keep, and it'll stay in my travel makeup bag. This one over here is the Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Palette, and this was from, wow, a few Christmases ago, but this has the Ballerina Pop, and then I don't remember what these 2 shades are. This one is the only shade I ever use, and I don't use this one very often at all. These 2 are too deep for me. I do not really appreciate them. So this one I'm going to go ahead and declutter. But if you can see, I actually really did get some pretty good usage out of that one. Okay, so this is the Colorpop Just a Flush Cheek Palette. And this has a highlighter, bronzer, and then 2 blushes down here. I do like the blush and the bronzer. The pans are really small to get my bronzer brush into, and I do not like this highlighter. It is a very glittery highlighter. So for that reason, I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. This next one is the Ace Beauté highlighter palette. And this is what that one looks like. I don't really use that one because this one right here gives my skin this really purple, I don't know if you can see it, purple look to it. This one over here is the only one I really use. This one I have used, it's a little dark, and these 3 down here I have never used, only swatched. So this one is definitely going to be a declutter. Okay, so next we have this Morphe one, and this is called the Fresh Peach palette. Now this has an eyeshadow on top here, a really pretty duochrome eyeshadow. It has a blush here. It has a lip balm. This doesn't really have a shade to it, although it does look like it should. It really doesn't. And then it has a highlighter down here, which I gouged my finger into. So I did just get this, and this is super pretty. This shade right here, super pretty. It just gives your lids like this wet look. I do really like that, and it does kind of have a duochrome peachy green shift to it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Maybe you can see it in the mirror. But that's super pretty. The blush is okay. I do like the blush. The balm, like I said, doesn't really have a tint to it, but it's a decent balm. The highlighter I don't appreciate. It's kind of like a sticky highlighter. But man, that... Okay, I'm keeping it. that shade right there, this top eyeshadow shade is gorgeous. Keeping. Okay, so next I have the BH Cosmetics Glowing in Grease, and this is the 6-color blush and highlighter palette, and this is what that one looks like. So to start out with, these 3 highlighters along the bottom are too dark for me, and these 2 shades are too dark for me. The only shade I can use is Mykonos, and I have used it, and it's very pretty, but I'm not keeping a blush palette for one shade, so this is going to be a declutter. This next is going to be the Nars, and this is the Full Dimension 1 Cheek Palette. Ooh, Nars, trying to open them. And this has a highlighter, 2 blushes, and a bronzer in it. I really like this palette. This is my other travel palette. When I am not traveling with my Jouer one, I am traveling with this one. This highlighter works really well for me. These 2 blushes, same in the other palette. One's shimmery, one's matte, one's peachy, one's more pink, and then this bronzer is really pretty. So this is a good all-in-one palette. Definitely keeping. All right, I have a Wonder Beauty Trip for 2 blush and bronzer duo, and this has the Bellini and the Costa Ray, sorry. This is gorgeous. These colors are so pretty. This bronzer is very cool tone. This is a great palette for me in the wintertime. I've just had this palette forever. So this is going to be a declutter. The next is going to be the BH Cosmetics Blushing in Bali. And this is what that one looks like. Now this one is slightly better than the other blush palette, that I can actually use this highlighter down here, and I can use this blush and this blush, but this one's too deep and these 2 are too deep for me. So I really like this lychee shade, but I don't need it. I don't need to keep it just for that. So this one's going to be a declutter as well. I have 2 palettes left. Let's do this one, the BH Belgian Waffle palette. This is a bronzer and a highlighter, and I love these 2. I can use them both, and I love actually all 3 of these. I can mix these 2 in the wintertime or these 2 in the summertime to get a really pretty look. The only shade in here I can't use is this one right here, but I do love this. I do love the formula of this, and this is definitely going to be a keep. And this last one here is my Wet n Wild Hula Honey. This is the Stitch Bronzer Palette. All right, you guys can obviously see I've used this one quite a bit. The thing is, I can only use these 2 shades, and I mix them together. This one is too deep, and this one is way too sparkly. But I do really like these 2 mixed together. But I do have other bronzers. This one's a tough one. But I can only use 2 shades out of 4. Okay, being ruthless, I'm gonna get rid of it. It was a favorite. I did love mixing those 2 together. It was gorgeous. If you have this, it really is pretty. But I'm going to declutter it. I don't need to keep a 4-pan palette for just 2 shades. So goodbye. So these are the ones that I am decluttering. I'm decluttering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I am keeping 5. How do I get those in frame? Woo, there we go. And I'm keeping 5. So decluttering 7, keeping 5. Decluttering over half. I do like that. So that is all I have for you today. Stay tuned for more declutters. And if you enjoyed this one, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.